Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of BoAi's Slow English. In today's episode, I will talk about how I learn new languages. If you are new to my channel, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bo. This is my dog, Nari. She says hi. She's shy. Look at her floppy ear. This is the floppy ear, which is dangling, which means it doesn't stay high and straight like her other ear. I create slow speaking English vlogs, and my goal is to help you feel more confident in listening as well as speaking. I do have some speaking lessons in my previous videos, so feel free to check them out. Today is mostly a listening video. However, you are more than welcome to read the captions as I am talking. In fact, I highly encourage that you do that because it will help you to shadow and mimic the way that I speak. And also, it will help you to understand how my words connect with one another. Please also copy my tone, and that will give you a better understanding when you are listening to a native English speaker. I recently launched a YouTube membership, so if you would like to learn faster, please join my membership and you will receive exclusive, which means special bonuses, including being able to watch my videos before it goes public. Before we get started, please click the like button to show your support. It keeps me motivated. Please click subscribe so that we can be friends. I love making new friends around the world. In my previous videos, I normally film in my living room area. However, my husband is watching a boxing fight on TV, so it's a little bit loud in that area, and the most quiet space in my house right now is in my bathroom. So welcome to my bathroom if you've never been here. It's very white. I have a robe hanging on the hook. Hook. My robe is pinstriped. These are stripes with red color. And the material is a terry cloth type of material, which is often found on towels. I feel very comfortable and cozy when I get into my robe, or I could say when I wear my robe. I am currently wearing my workout outfit. I just came from the gym. I feel very out of shape because over the past 2 weeks, I haven't been putting a lot of focus on my exercise routine or my workout. I've been fully dedicated to filming, editing, and posting YouTube videos every single day for 2 months. So this week, I decided I have to get back to my routine. My face needs to be washed because I have old sweat on my face. It feels sticky. My skin feels sticky, and as soon as I finish this vlog, I'm going to hop in the shower and wash my hair and get really clean so that I can sit down and have dinner. Tonight's dinner is, of course, pizza. Pizza is a meal that my husband orders very often. I told him I'm okay if we eat pizza as long as I have a side of broccoli so that I can feel healthy and not guilty about eating the pizza. I got sidetracked talking about what I did after work instead of talking about how I learn a new language, which is today's topic. Getting sidetracked means that you got distracted. Distracted means I was supposed to do one thing, but I did another thing. When I learn a new language, or I'll just say French, for example, I started with slow French vlogs. And if you didn't already know, that is the reason why I started my vlog, my slow English vlog, because I was so inspired by these slow French vlogs. I wanted to teach people around the world in a joyful way. So that is my inspiration and motivation. My first exposure to French was listening. I didn't start with reading, and I didn't start with speaking. I started with listening. And I was really intrigued or interested in the sound and the tone of the French language. So as I was watching these slow French vlogs, I would read the subtitles to the best of my ability, especially because I wasn't very familiar with the French language or alphabet, and I would try to imitate what they're saying. Imitate is shadowing. It's acting like the other person. So my goal was to get used to the sound of the language. When I say get used to, I mean to get familiarized. Not only did I watch YouTube videos, I also listened to slow speaking French podcasts and music. I had a French teacher who once told me that I should not try to understand everything. And once I started to build up my French vocabulary, and as I was starting to understand how the letters sounded, my teacher challenged me to try and understand the gist of a sentence. Gist means overall. And what was challenging for me and frustrating is when my teacher would ask me to try to understand the gist of a sentence. I was a perfectionist about it, which means I wanted to understand every single word. because I felt that if I did not understand every single word, then how can I understand the gist? But eventually, when you know enough vocabulary in the sentence and you know enough about conjugation or how the verbs change at the end, then you understand the overall meaning behind the sentence instead of being hyper-focused on each individual word. Hyper-focused it means that you are too focused on the little details that you can't see the big picture. The big picture being the overall idea. I hope that makes sense. So for 1 year, I had a French tutor, and then I got busy, so I stopped with my lessons, but I continued to watch French vlogs, slow speaking vlogs, and little by little, I started to understand the meaning of the sentences, even though I did not know the definition for each word. It's really important to stay consistent in everything. For example, I started my YouTube channel last May of 2024 or 2024. And in the beginning, I was posting maybe one video per week because I didn't understand the importance of consistency. And now I've built up a discipline and routine to always, every day, work on my YouTube as much as I can. And that is why I'm not studying French at the moment, but when I was studying French, every day I committed. I was dedicated, I committed, I was disciplined, no excuses. So I not only was listening, I started reading. I found a children's French website that had a simplified article of important events happening in the world, and I would read the article in French out loud. And what's really cool about this website is there's a video with very cute animation, and there was a narrator reading everything that was in that article. It read the entire article. So first I would read it out loud, then I would play the video, and I would listen to how they would say these words. And I would read 2 articles and watch 2 of the videos associated with those articles per day. That truly strengthened all of my skills, my listening, reading, and speaking skills. It only takes 30 minutes per day to be consistent in something. And because I work a lot, I usually work 5 to 6 days per week. I knew that I had to cut out something that was taking up too much time. So I decreased social media, Instagram, and I spent more time learning French. When I was getting ready in the morning, brushing my teeth, brushing my hair, washing my face, putting on skincare, I had a YouTube podcast playing. So if I wasn't working, I was studying French. I also watched some children's French videos, like cartoons on YouTube, but it did not entertain me enough. I would prefer for an adult to vlog about their day, and also because I'm interested in what other people do and what other cultures do, I was more captured by that style of learning. And that is why I created my vlog. So I hope you like this style of learning. When I had a tutor, I was more consistent in writing. Writing is really important. Actually, it's not that important for French, that is, because I wasn't living in France. It's definitely important in America. If you are moving to America, I should say, you should absolutely practice your writing. But if you are simply wanting to converse with a friend, you don't need to focus so much on writing. So try not to give yourself a hard time if you are not able to dedicate equal amount of time daily towards your listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Just do what you can. I recommend that when you learn something new, to celebrate it. You should pat yourself on the back. I'm not sure if that is an American thing to say. When you're proud of yourself, you pat yourself on the back. But a common phrase that we use in America is small wins, or celebrating small wins, and learning a few new words per day is what I consider to be a small win. Like, win, yay! And you should celebrate that so that you don't get so upset or frustrated at yourself for not fully understanding everything. Another trick that I have is when I was getting ready in the morning to go to work, I would say out loud what I was doing in French. So for example, if I'm washing my hands, I will say in French, I am washing my hands. And then eventually, I built up the skills to say some things in past tense about what I did yesterday morning. So don't be embarrassed to talk to yourself. Who cares? And that will help to strengthen your speaking skills. Something that I did not love doing during my journey of learning another language is I didn't love watching French TV shows. On Netflix, there's many French series available. When I would try to listen to these actors or actresses speak in French, they spoke so fast and I would give up and I would not want to watch it because I didn't understand. And it's not a good idea, in my opinion, to watch a foreign show but read subtitles in your native language. I think that really overwhelms the brain. Overwhelms means it gets stressed. So personally, I didn't like doing that. And that's why I love YouTube, because I found the slow speaking channel. I would love to know, what techniques can you share with me and the community here on how you like to learn English? Let me know in the comments. And all of your fellow peers here can also read your comment, and you could be helping someone else, and that could really make their day. Do you know the term make their day? Or if I say you made my day, it means that you are the best thing that happened to me today, that I'm very happy. So try to help each other out in the comment section here. I hope that this video was helpful in learning a new language, in learning English, and I will see you next time. Bye, thank you.